All right, hello, hello. Sorry about the echo. I forgot that I had unmuted Twitch, and then I ran off to refill the coffee, and then I came back and I was like, "Oh God, there's a horrible echo." So sorry about that. All right, let's jump into things this morning. Um, with oil inventory, I want to make sure that we're done in time. So anyway, last 24 hours as far as pip changes go, I wouldn't say anything spectacular. Obviously, seeing dollar strength. We are also seeing pound strength come in. So again, the pound dollar being flat 0 in 24 hours. It's kind of crazy. Like earlier this week, we had all weakness, and now we kind of have. It almost seems like it's all strength. We have pound strength. We have dollar strength. We have some CAD strength in there. Although that's kind of waning, it looks like a little bit as well. So it's kind of one of those things. It's weird. This is August trading, how it gets to be a bit funky. As you guys know, Ernest was complaining last night about it. They wimped out, right? Which again would be considered quite negative for the New Zealand. And again, I'm wondering how much that positive COVID case had to kind of play into this one. Like I said, they've done so well, and all of a sudden, it's kind of like the election, right? The Kumi election, right? The day before, like the election, you're like, oh yeah, there's fraud on this presidential candidate. It's kind of the same thing, right? One COVID case the day before you're dropping interest rate or raising interest rates. So I haven't seen the new models, but it'll be interesting to see what the percentages are going forward. Um, Kind of interesting, and like I said, it's probably has to do with the positive cases or case. It may be cases at this point. I'm not sure. Anyway, looking at CPI this morning for the pound again, good data. It's red, but again, considering it's year-over-year number, your CPI is up 2%. Not necessarily bad. 2% is kind of the target for everybody. And again, coming out of not only COVID but kind of the whole Brexit scenario, the 2% I don't think is horrible. I think it's close enough, but you're seeing a bit. The euro pound is down 19, the pound yen is up 53, pound dollar is up just slightly, and considering how much strength we're seeing with the dollar, um, it's not bad, right? Then we roll into the CAD. So CAD had good data, right? The point 0.6 is double what the point 0.3 is, so that's a good figure for the CAD. As I mentioned during the Nadex presentation, all this data looks good. The common being down just a tad is not as much as it doesn't make up for that doesn't ruin everything else in here, but this is what's really screwing the Canadian dollar up right now, and it's interesting, right? Um, it's funny when you're talking here. They're talking about how he talks about how we need to finish this thing, but then it talks about it's a pivotal moment. No, if you're finishing, then yeah. But it's funny. Uh, the opposition parties are like, "Yeah, you're doing this for political gain. Like, come on, really?" I don't, and they're like, "I don't think there's a better time right now. It's positive for him." It's like, yeah, I guess, but I don't know how you can be finishing something off, but then be at a pivotal moment, right? I don't know. Melissa's not. She's like, "Yeah, this is selfish." She's like, "This is ridiculous with everything going on right now. Seriously, yeah." But we'll see. I mean, remember, Trudeau did not win the popular vote. He did not get the most votes, but that's no, not how their system works. So yeah, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one. See how that one goes for him, but yeah, yeah. The echo is for the music, not me. But yeah, that's what's holding the CAD down. Crude oil 1030 today. We know that one. API report came in a little bit less than this. They're expecting a minus 1.5. That came in at 1.1, and again, their forecast wasn't as bad. So maybe it's a bit higher. Maybe it's like a 1.3 or something like that. We'll see. But again, oil wasn't really after yesterday's move. Oil didn't go insane. FOMC at 2 today, and I think FOMC is going to really put a crimp on things. As I mentioned, this is like the first real opportunity. And what I mean by real opportunity, this is the first real opportunity for us to hear about what tapering's really going to look like, right? Um, and again, maybe they don't mention tapering at all. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. And that's what kind of makes this trading, right? I don't know. I feel like they have to. I mean, it's been the hot topic for the week. To like not talk about it, it's kind of like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like if they don't talk about it, it's kind of like then I feel like they're all robots and they're just they're purely on a like a pre recorded line, right? One of those type things. I mean, how could you not talk about tapering at this point, right? Everybody's talking about tapering right now. and when tapering is going to start. Third quarter, fourth quarter, interest rates aren't going to change till next year. I feel like they got to talk about it, right? And again, I feel like that's why the indices were opening up in the red. Um, Tonight, happy about this one. Love me some employment change and unemployment rate. Um, doesn't look the best for Australia. And again, some of this data is coming because of obviously them locking down additional cities and things like that. But you know, losing 42,000 jobs and the unemployment rate going higher, it's kind of like, hmm. You know, unfortunately, I will not be able to trade this one tonight. I have a game at 9:15, so I cannot trade and face off at the same time. But yeah, so hopefully you guys are able to make some money on that one tonight. But I think that'll be a decent one. With everything going on with FOMC talking, again, there'll be that initial reaction. It'll go through the day, and then again tonight there'll probably be, it could offer a reversal. And remember, this is expected to be all week news, right? So the market is going to prepare for weak Australian news. Imagine if this is strong data, what the reversals look like. So again, could provide some good opportunity, and I love those kind of counterplays. You guys know that I'm all over that kind of stuff, right? And by counterplay, I mean all the forecasts are bad, right? The forecasts are all considered negative, and the market prepares for negative, and then all of a sudden you either have a flat or like nothing changes, it wasn't bad, or potentially in the other direction it was good. It's a 2 out of 3 scenario. If it comes in as expected, there shouldn't be any movement, right? Because the market prepared for that. But if it doesn't change or there's a miss, the miss is typically in the other direction. I mean, I guess it technically could be more negative than it is, but the market was already prepared for negative, so there's typically not as much of a, negative on top of negative, it doesn't really do that much. But I think that's some good stuff. And then tomorrow morning, again, we have the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index and unemployment claims first thing at 8:30. So there's our news for the day. All right, let's go across. Let's look at let's start with currencies, not over here. Where are we at? All right. So currently, right now, Australia is minus 32 points down, right? Um, and again, I was really hoping we get a bit more movement in this one. As you guys can see, that here's the here's kind of here's where the spike should have occurred. The spike happened a little bit early, right around noon, 1 o'clock is when they all tended to start moving. We saw it in the indices as well. From where we were yesterday, I mean, we were sitting right here yesterday. Yeah, we're down a little bit, right? But we're where we were at noon yesterday. We're still waiting for that 72.30 level to be hit. We're pretty close, right? We're pretty close. It's there. I would say the analysis from yesterday is still valid. Remember, it's more of an if this then that. If we come in, and we were kind of hoping that we'd be down to the 72.30 before the news because we wanted to take it long off the top. And again, it did rally back up again. It just didn't come down to our entry. If we hit and we start to bounce immediately, again, we're looking for the long side of this one. If we come in and it just kind of stays there, or if it forms a base right below, or I'm sorry, right above the zone, then we're looking for the Harry Potter on the downside, have that trend continuation down. With the news tonight being more on the negative side, I would say that I like the short more than the long on this one right now, just because, again, I feel like the market is going to prepare for that news. If we can hold this range and not move at all, then it's kind of more of a long opportunity. But I think, it's not really that far. I mean, we only have 20 pips right now, right? 20 pips to get the entry, and only 50 pips to move till the kind of the profit target on the downside. And we have FOMC. So can it move 50 pips with an FOMC meeting note? Yeah, absolutely. So we have plenty of room to run on this one. So, we'll see. First hit, I think, again, if we start to bounce away, then we look for it as a long area. If not, if we come in and just kind of grind into it slowly and it doesn't really do anything, react. And again, we're looking for the short at 72.21. Aussie yen, kind of the same thing. I mean, Aussie yen, we were sitting right here. I guess right here yesterday, 9:30. We're at the exact same spot. Okay. It went down, came up, kind of spiked over, came up, and we're literally where we were. So I think 2 levels we watch out for. Again, we have that one trade that it's already worked once, the 80.23 up top. I think that's decent. Downside, again, we had this long. We were looking for 78.88. But again, sideways movement, no trend, kind of hard. The highs are definitely coming lower. You can see that they're definitely coming this way. But at the same time, minus this one kind of turn here, once we've pivoted, it's now kind of pinching back in as well. So it's there. Just because the Aussie was weak on the other side, I would say that that's probably kind of what we're looking for this one as well. But we're not close to any type of an entry. I guess there was a small entry you could have taken from the open if you really wanted it. If you're really looking to get something short, there was a small entry right there you could have taken as well. And it coincided with a trend line and a couple other things. And again, you would have had your three touches, so it's a valid trend line. There's your zone, there's your entry, and it's pulled down. Has it moved tons? That's what, 10 pips. So, and again, it survived the open. All right. Euro pound. So, Euro pound is reversing. So, what we are looking for is we really were looking to get short when it came up here for the news release. It came in a little bit after, and again, it basically just didn't do anything yesterday. It didn't give us any help whatsoever. It did drop us, right? So we were looking for a short. In this one, we expected pound strength to come in. Unfortunately, we didn't get the entry. Now, you could have taken this. I figure the 2 o'clock window is right there. You could have said, "Oh, well, listen, I know we got sellers sitting right there." It didn't come all the way up, right? It didn't get up there, but it did come up right at the 2 o'clock window into an area where we did see sellers. So it's definitely an area you could have got short in, and I believe that you're fully out the position at this point. Let me see here. Yeah. So you're fully out, right? So we were looking for, and again, this is this is what happens when you're trying to do it, 12 hours or 14 hours in advance. I can say where there's levels, but yesterday we were sitting here, right, and then the second session was here. So kind of hard to say that this is the area that we're going to be using, but it did nothing but pull away. So it's an easy one you guys could have grabbed. Have we done a nighttime session? Yeah, you guys could have grabbed this one, but it went short. The pound strength that we talked about came back in again. Right now, I would say there's not really a ton. You could potentially use that level again. I would say that this is still a valid level up top. We'll take this off and this off and this off. We're talking about this coming down. Um, hmm, there's a one candle base there. Hmm. Yeah, that's not horrible. I would say that that would be not a horrible area to go and use that as a kind of a near term right there. Let's see how much room we got to run on that. About 30 pips. Remember, this one looks like they're great setups, but the daily ATR is down to like it's super low. 35. 35 pips is the daily ATR. So just keep that in mind when we're drawing a lot of these. But yeah, it looks like there's another reversal around the 84 area. So 85.52, 84 is kind of top and bottom. We're sitting in the middle. If you guys grab the short for CPI, great job. Not much else we can do with it now. Euro yen. So we did not get the entry, right? We never got a clean break. It literally dropped in, came back up again. This one, same thing, came in and went right back up again. So no entry here, but now we know that they've kind of eaten this level up again. Not a bad thing, right? I like the fact that again it did drive through it. No, we know that we have some sellers in there, and now we can make some adjustments and say, okay, well here's a new level of basing, right? Let's change the color of this. Right, there's our new level of basing. We can actually reestablish a new Harry Potter trade on that same type of break. Um, what I'll do is I'll extend this across this way. I will shrink this one in because again, we were looking for it. We know we had it there, right? Now we have a new level of basing, more in touch with where we are. So let's throw another short in here. And then again, remember, the reason why we do this is so we can position size accordingly. And 2.99 is fine. It's close enough. And again, this time the entry is a little bit lower, right? The lower the next one is going to be 128.22. So you could still use the other one. We never got a true entry into it. So if you want to take that one, fine. If not, there is a lower level of risk in there that is established now by the basing inside of that zone. Um, Either one you can take. Again, like I said, it's going to be position size. It's the only difference between the two. The second one also give you less risk, means you can take a bigger position size itself. The target is not as far either. Um, so again, hence easier to be able to hit the full profit target on that one. Okay. Euro dollar. So euro dollar had an area there. Now this one is one of those ones. It's 117.10. We came down, we hit it, we bounced, we went through. Had you taken this in Nadex again, you wouldn't have got stopped out. It ended up going a little bit lower. So any spot currency trades, you would have got stopped out of the aggressive entry. The full entry was fine. As you can see, it came back up again and ended up kind of hitting where the target was. If you took the full zone, obviously you would have taken more risk. Again, you would not have gotten all the way to our profit target. It would have been a little bit farther on that one. So kind of a hard play. We were looking for the balance and it got it. I mean, I wouldn't say that this one was I mean, 16 pips is not really a huge mover. So it was rather small even in the spot currency realm. So I remember this was what's the original? The original was formed. Yeah, here was the original. Actually, can I see it on an hourly? I think I can see it on an hourly on this one. Yeah, kind of. And again, it's a chop. That's a really hard zone to grab. You can see that's what it bounced off of, right? And again, that was the original entry for this one. So we took the aggressive entry. You know, rather small zone though, so not much you can do about it. I would say right now, again, uh, important things to note on this one. Again, obviously this short is there. Let's delete some of these. Let's take this out. This out. We can take the two profit targets. Those both are gone. We know this lower level doesn't matter anymore. So let's take this. Let's push this here. Let's adjust that. Let's go up and I'm going to put a level here. It's kind of like an aggressive entry. We're still good here with the 108. Let's put this on there. And again, kind of more of a racetrack move. Let's see, how much space is that? 44. Hmm, look at this. Oh, there is a level right there. Kind of looking for a bit of a Harry Potter up north, but 10. Maybe we will do that one. This long. Yeah. Um, not the level that I would expect. That probably takes one bounce off of it. It's decent. I mean, it's on a 30 minute, and you can see we're kind of chopping back and forth between this, rock and a hard place. Um, you could potentially use the lower level here. It's already hit it once. We know there's buyers there, but those will be eaten up soon. But that's a pretty decent candle. It's a one candle base. I like the way that the green wick formed. As you can see, this lower level hit ones, two, three. So we're running out of steam real quick on this one. And then we got a lot of wicks to deal with on that one. But if we get dollar weakness today, and again, maybe the FOMC is just so dovish that it's just ugly. That would be the trigger, and that one looks like this. And again, this is an if this then that. Wouldn't just necessarily take it long when we break through 1704. But look at that target for about 30 pips higher with about 10 pips worth of risk on the top side. So pound yen. All right, so we were looking for this one to go up. We were hoping it was going to get all the way down to the zone. Again, this is what happens when you don't get the movement with it. So I mean, the end result was up, right? I mean, here's up, right? We were right with the weakness. It just didn't give us the proper setup for what we were looking for. I'll remove the area of interest now. Take this off. See if we can get some clean entries back on this one. That one's okay. Let's put that one there as a potential rollover. Take that. Uh, it's okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Change that one green. Have whoops. Yeah, 60 and 110. So yeah, we got a lot of space on either of these two. So we got some room to run here. 149.92. Retail sales number is probably what we're lining up for on Friday. Look how bad that retail sales is supposed to be. Only point 0.2. Yeah, I would say that these are probably the closest to like near proximity moves. And again, we just kind of bounced off of one now. I mean, yeah, there could be an argument made saying, "Hey, listen, isn't there a zone right there?" Yeah, that's definitely a valid argument. I mean, basically, kind of at more or less U.S. Open, right? We just pulled all the way up in the European session. I mean, European session started here, so we basically just went up in one direction. Look for kind of a small rollover back to the downside, right? Do kind of one of those things, right? Something along those lines. Um, but FOMC will mess around the yen a little bit, but yeah, it's decent. But I would say 151.64 or 161.65, 149.91 at the top and bottom are both good if this then that entries. Okay. All right. So again, kind of the same thing. We wanted price to come down. We were looking for this to kind of go up. We expected pound strength. We got pound strength. It was an all right mover. I mean, we're talking about 30 pips up from that. Kind of looks more like that, but really didn't. I mean, again, the overnight down, it would have been the only telltale sign, and you could have got long this one. This is definitely a possible, but we were looking for a clean entry to come lower, and it just didn't. It just kind of based it here, and then kind of gave us that last initial pop. So I would say kind of the same thing that we talked about yesterday. 136.69 for a breakthrough. Look for a Harry Potter short. We are approaching back in this upper section. I would say levels to watch out for on this one. We're good up top, but we did have some sellers kicking in here. For you fib junkies, I know you guys will be like, "Oh, what about fib wise? What does it say?" Kind of in that same area, sitting right there, right? So it's kind of sitting on a fib. Or can I change the size of the text? Let's see. Color. Oh, that color once. Right? Probably a little bit better. I was trying to change like the text of it, but it doesn't look like I can actually change the text. Um, see if it's gonna go through. Yeah, it's okay. Um, yeah, it's all right. It's about halfway through. Um, let's see for FOMC if I take it. About 25 pips higher to go. Um, hmm, that would require a dollar positive comment. Tapering technically could offer that. Maybe we shrink that a little bit into that range right there. See how much it's 8. I don't know if 8 may be a little bit volatile for that. That's kind of the movement you would need. And remember, some people are looking for the 61.8 as being the area. You guys know, good old Jack. Oops, not that one. Wait, wait, what am I doing? This one that I wanted. See how far Jack is looking for this one to move. That's not that much. Not bad. Total of 55 on the downside. So, yeah, I'd say either of those two are things you could take for FOMC, and I would expect there to be some type of rollover, especially with that pound data later this week being super negative. I feel like it's going to have to start reacting to that one. So, two potential trades there. Dollar CAD just going right down the middle. 126.42 up top, 125.74 down below. Here's where we were yesterday. We're in the exact same spot. Is it at zero right now? Yeah, it's minus one. So it just kind of this one just is boring, right? It had its initial spike down. It wasn't that big. We're talking about 21 pips instantaneously, then pop back up, and now we're pushing lower. I would say, again, It should provide Canadian strength. The whole thing with the snap election is hurting it, and as well as FOMC. But you know, technically, that data was good for CAD. And again, if we get the dollar weakness thing, it does kind of play in this one. But unfortunately, we're just nowhere near an actual entry point, and that's kind of the problem, right? Um, it only works when you're near some type of a point, and we're just not near a point right now. So, yeah, that's it. That's for dollar CAD. I don't really have anything else, unfortunately. Dollar Swiss. So, dollar Swiss. We're at a level right now. Again, we had the short from yesterday, the 91.39. We dropped through, we pulled back up and grabbed it. Profit target one got hit. Profit target two did not. And again, when you saw this pit right here, you would have moved the second stop loss to break even. Or at the 1 to 3 target, it hit it twice, so you guys would be out of that one. Right, so let's remove that one and take this off now, just so we don't confuse people. These are going to still be targets down below. I'm going to erase that. We got a level here. This one is an old area, but it didn't even slow it down. I would say right now for dollar Swiss, obviously top side is a big area. This area, I would say, we've had our 1, 2, 3, and really our 4 touches in here. Not that it can't continue to roll here, but again, it's starting to creep higher, right? Those orders are starting to go. The entire zone itself is only about 9 pips. So if you're looking for a long position in this one, and again, this would be another one of those ones that's kind of you know positive. Oh, I was right there. Crap, I had it. Look at that, right on. Um, Again, this is an FOMC thing. It's only 30 pip move. This one absolutely can go higher. And again, this would be another one of those dollar strength type moves. So it's multiple pairs now that are set up in kind of a dollar strength FOMC based note. And again, unfortunately, the track record recently has not been a dollar strength FOMC release, but got a couple things setting up for it. This one would look like this. Let's pull this out. Let's pull this up. And again, that would be a break and a pullback of 91.68 to the top side. If you look to the left, this is an area of interest. We don't really see anything until at least here. But again, there was a little tiny bit of a hiccup, and being an old area, you got to kind of watch onto it. But our 1 to 3 shouldn't be too much of an issue if we break through that top side. Okay. Pound yen. All right, so this one. Look at this. So this is where we kind of drew this earlier, talking about a level, and we had a touch, right? We had another touch, and then we had that basing blow. It's like, oh, that's it. There's a nail in the coffin. Actually, I guess technically, if you really want to talk about it, there's a touch here, and a touch here that pulled back down again. This would have been hit number 4 coming through. So again, it did its job. It held 3 times. Now it's come up, and it's actually based on the other side of it. So I would say at this point, look more for longs than anything else. And again, dollar strength based move coming to the top side. So that's unfortunately that's how it works when you hit these areas enough, and that's why again people that are taking this purely off of 50% that don't really have any rationale besides that, they would have taken a loss on this trade, right? They would have taken the loss versus the rule based set that we're using that says 1, 2, 3, and then number 4 is where we hit. It's pulled back and based, so I would say it's more along. We know that we're sitting inside of a racetrack right now. We don't really have any big sellers up here. Again, I mean, I guess we do have a couple. I can't say that we have none, but we do have a couple sitting probably in this level that we want to watch out for. So that would be an area right here, 110.20 that we'd be looking to take profit. And that's about 40 points from where we are right now. So, if you're looking for this, again, another kind of one of these moves that if we get dollar strength should be a pretty nice size banger to the top side. Okay. Um, look at this over here. Let's move for day one. I guess I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to bring it back to this, and bring in this and this. There we go. Now we got a better read on it. There we go. All right. So yeah, I'd say if anything, this one is more set up for a long right now. Again, it's giving us that base and that pullback, and again, dollar trend seems to be going today. There's not really a whole lot to reverse off of, but it needs a little bit of help on all the pairs. And again, maybe in the next 2 hours we get it, and we'll see. I mean, like I said, I would be more surprised if we have strong dollar from FOC than weak dollar. I mean, it should. I mean, technically they should, right? They should be talking taper. They should be everything, but they've been just such a disappointment lately. Is my sound cutting out? No, it shouldn't be. I'm not seeing any sound issues over there. I haven't moved. Is your sound cutting out, Neuro? That's the bigger question. But yeah, so I'd look for more of that. Okay. All right, let's look across at. Let's go to the indices real quick. See what we got going on here. Let's drop this back down to 15 minute. Look at that, right off the same area of interest again. And I wouldn't say I'm gonna remove it now, but there's not much we can do with it. Let me see something here. Oh, it definitely is Neuro. Did you talk to me in that tone of voice? No, just kidding. S&P. All right. Yeah, I mean, so here's my problem with this one. I mean, we obviously know that we had sellers sitting up in here, right above that, 45, 50 level. They couldn't reach it actually early in the morning. We drove it down, and again, 9:30, we're opening back up again strong. Um, God, I wish we knew what the FOMC notes were. But I would say right now, I expect this to come up to the 44.50. If we're sitting up there, I would say that it's probably, and like I said, everything we've talked about that has been like on a technical level that looked like it's going to be more of this dollar, um, more of the dollar strength is kind of fundamentally how it's looking like it's going to set up. That strong dollar means they're going to start making cutbacks, which means it's going to hurt the indices. So, kind of with it pushing up, I don't feel like it's horrible today. Um, I don't know. If we go with the trend from what we've seen, it's going to be a weak FOMC statement. Based off of all the news and every single one of the people that have made comments besides Powell, it should be talking tapering, which would be weak for the overall indices. Oh, excuse me. So, is there something up here at the 44.50? I feel like there could be. And I want to say that, listen, we're approaching that 10:30 mark. There should be a reversal. Here's where that reversal comes in at, right? We're on a 15-minute chart. We had sellers. It got front run. It couldn't do it in the overnight session. We've been driving straight up today. Is there any news? Do we have world peace? Hold on. Let me check to see if we have world peace. I don't want to say this and then there'll be world peace. Nope, we have a tsunami threat, right? We have a tsunami today, so the markets are going up. Oh my God, look at that. Vanuatu. Wasn't that like Survivor Vanuatu or something like that? Right? I swear there was I'm almost positive that there was a Survivor Vanuatu, like one of the first ones or something like that, right? But yeah, so we don't have world peace. Don't have world peace. I don't see any of their headlines. Wow, look at that. We're rolling, right? We're rolling today with no world peace. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I would say it's. I mean, look at that. We're getting close to that 10:30 reversal time. A couple more points in there. 44.50. But again, a lot of this is going to depend on FOMC. Is this level is a 15-minute level going to hold back an FOMC meeting note? No. So I have no idea. We got to look at it, a little bit closer proximity. 1:30 is probably a good time to go check that one out and see what we do. NQ. So NQ is the only one showing positive right now. And again, we got a level sitting up here at 15.07425. Kind of the same idea. It needs to move. We need to move about 50 points. I mean, that's really nothing to go higher. And again, that'd be more of a 10:30 reversal. Look at this. We're just, we went down and we pulled back, and now we're kind of sucking in. We're right at 15,000 is such a hard level because it is such a psychological thing. It was like the 9th or 10th season. Will, I have no idea. I just remember them saying Vanuatu, and I was like, oh, it's kind of a cool name. So that's the only reason why. It's because I remember that. I was not a Survivor fan. I may have watched like the first season or two, and then eventually got that season. Remember, there was like the season with the one guy that like kept wanting to get naked to throw everybody off their game, and I don't know if he won or didn't win or got invited back again. But then he ran into all the problems with like the tax evasion with the IRS. This just shows what. So this just shows you that I am horrible with names, but I'm good with like random useless facts. That was Hatch. Yeah, I don't know. He was a guy with a beard, right? Yeah. Like he was naked. Everyone's like, why is he doing this again? And now we have Naked and Afraid, right? We have entire other shows with the same exact preface that he got. And he probably doesn't get a kickbacks. Debbie, the only reason you watched the season was for the naked guy? Okay, we just went from G to PG. Leave it to Debbie to turn this weird. Just like that, it got weird. He played again a few seasons later and was accused of Oh, well, there we go, Will. No longer kid friendly in here. Um, yeah, but Will, he was gay. So that wouldn't have made much of a difference. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. But yes, I do remember it threw everybody off, it threw them off their game. So yeah, but yeah, I know he got busted for like tax evasion. Like he made $1 million, but then didn't pay taxes on it. So like we're gonna throw you in jail. And then he was on like wasn't he on like the villain show? Was it a villain show that he came back? I think so, right? It was like a villain show maybe, or like most famous, All Stars or something like that, like Survivor All Stars, right? And some of the stuff he said would definitely not. No, probably not. But I mean, it's a game. Like, if that thing got into such a game, it's like, oh, it's about the game. Like, originally it was kind of like, oh, we have to do this and let's join forces and we're going to be a team and let's do this. And then eventually it just became a soap opera. And, like, I believe it was like one of the first things that led to like the downfall of like reality television, right? Because I feel like that got, that led into Jersey Shore. And then you guys all know what happened with that, right? Yeah. Though I will say I do like reality TV show. I do like that. Moonshiners was an awesome series. I thought it was great. It's filmed in my area, right in Virginia, right? The guy, the main guy with Tickle and everything like that, they're literally over in Virginia where I used to live. So I know exactly where they're. I know exactly where his moonshine, refinery or not. I guess it's not refinery. Well, I guess is it a refinery? Distillery, not refinery. Sorry, distillery. I know exactly where the distillery is. So, yep. Yeah. So, I can't fault all reality TV. I do like some of it. And like I said, I like those guys making the shine. Some interesting stuff. Yeah. I would love to meet some of those guys, but a bunch of them are supposedly jerks in public. They're not the fun-loving guys you see on TV. Um, but yeah, so that's what we got for NQYM. YM has gotten the same burst. It's up to again. This is an old area of interest. You can see that it had issues with it in the overnight. Kind of the same thing. Here's that level down here at 35,100. We ended up tagging it right at the open. Again, it's an easy level. A bunch of you guys probably got long this one. That would have been an easy one to grab. We're still looking for. We had the break before of 31,100 down. Didn't quite get the full target, but this is an easy one you guys should have got. Session open into a level. We had buyers that stepped in. Sitting right. Let's use this one right there. Right. So that should have been an easy one at the open. You guys grabbed at the top side. I would say the YM is a little bit harder to gauge right now, just because again we had a slow roll over here. We had a little area kind of sitting here, and again, YM is going to be it tends to be put it this way for tapering. YM is probably going to be the most sensitive to it. Question is, do we get up there? And again, it's 10:13. Are we going to hit like a 10:30, 11 o'clock reversal for that one? Again, zone here, zone. I mean, there's multiple zones. Look at this. It's got to chop through a lot of these little tiny zones in here. Look at these. I mean, that was a decent base right there. That one's been hit twice. And then again, the ultimate one up at 35,500. So it's got a bunch to go through. I would say, if we can continue to maintain this, if we do not have a reversal before FOMC, I would say of all of them, I think YM is going to be the best short. So, I would say in 2 hours, 3 hours, kind of see where we're at with this one and see what's going there, right? But if you're looking for something short, again, here was the opening play. This is the easiest open. It did not break through, but again, it just popped right out. Session open, that's an easy one. So, yeah. If you guys need this level, you guys can find it on yours, but it's right around 35,315. Okay. The Russell. So the Russell is the only one that is red, and it's just going sideways. Right? I mean, here's the opening candle. It went down, and then it went up, and now it's going back down again. I would say the Russell, I think, is a little bit lost. We got a lot of space to run to the downside, down to 21.19. Don't really like it as much. And again, this is an old area of interest breaking through. You could have definitely played it this way, but there wasn't anything at the open, unfortunately. So you weren't doing much with this one. Let's go across and let's look at gold first. Bring it back up to 15. Yeah, there's a knockout here for gold. It seems like it's already starting to pull away. It's pushing more to the downside. I don't really like any of the buying opportunities down in here. I mean, again, I know we're at 10:30-ish time frame, so I mean there should technically be a buy. We had this push up here at about 3:30 this morning. Now we did actually have a level. I'm sorry, there was a level formed off of this, and again, it was touched yesterday at 9:30 and pushed down again. So this could have been a European session open, right? Here's your session open inside of a 30-minute level in gold. There happened to be a knockout at 17.95. This one made it up to 17.93. Well, basically 17.94. So it was a $1 kind of risk on that one inside of gold. It's been moving. I mean, it's hit. It's moved to the downside at this point. Question is, could we have enough oomph to punch through, and can we make it all the way down to this level? And again, this is going to be more of a short target, right? For all those shorts, make sure that you are out by this level down here at 117. I'm sorry, 1772. But I don't really necessarily have a strong buy down here. Now, I do feel well, they're going to give us the standard the inflation is transitory today. Um you know that without a doubt that it's going to be the inflation is transitory. Yeah, it's transitory. We told you it's less, right? That's what they're going to say. That we told you the inflation was not going to be a big deal, right? But Walmart earnings yesterday knocked it out of the park. I believe Target was it Target? Hold on, I think it was Target today. Wait, where is it? Target earnings. Yeah, Target clobbers second quarter earnings estimates reveals new $15 billion stock buyback plan. So inflation's down. Yeah, supposedly retail sales sucks, but Walmart and Target crushed it. And they said that back to school, back to college. It's funny. Back to school and back to college. Those are two separate categories. So college is not actually counted as school anymore. Was what really helped drive them. They said that books and uniforms. And I can vouch that we are one of the people that have purchased uniforms. We did Target uniforms. So we helped Target clobber their earnings. But yeah, so we'll see. I feel like they're going to have to talk about that transitory inflation, and again, that would drive us down. But I'd look for buying opportunities if we go much lower. All right, but just be aware that there's that knockout sitting up there. It's the only way to trade it because with the market closing at 130. So unfortunately, gold we can't do much with FOMC because it is after the time when everything closes. Silver, it's just heading down. Kind of the same story. We got two levels, decent top and bottom. I guess there's going to be probably a small sticking point sitting right here. You can see that it kind of bounced a few times. That would be a target for any type of downside shorts. That would be sitting right there at 23.14. Besides that, though, I mean, this is if you look past the buyers that stepped in here. Actually, I guess it would be there. Sorry, I lied. 11. This is what we're dealing with after this. So we have nothing really, really clean as far as buys goes down to 22.10. I don't know. Maybe he'll say something today that's so astronomically bad that shoots it all the way down to the 22.10. But then that would absolutely be a reversal level. And same thing up top. This is the last time. I mean, I guess we have, right around 24, we have something, but we're sitting right in the middle of the zone. So there's really no trade setups for silver today. If you want to try something on a lower time frame, maybe drop into the 5-minute and 30-minute kind of arena. Could try that around FOMC, but it's the same scenario. Market's closed. We don't have much we can trade with Nadex with it. And if you want to take in the futures market, again, good luck. If there's a big surprise, you could lose a lot of money really, really fast. So I think stay with the indices for FOMC today. FOMCs or indices and the currencies. Looking at oil. So let's see what we got for oil. So yeah. So if we drew basically where it went up right now in the kind of new window. Let's go across to 1430. Right now, that's what we're looking at. So we're kind of pushing to the downside. So, the fact that it's been straight down and, so far I think is not necessarily a bad thing. We do have a level of buyers coming in here on the 30-minute, which is not bad. Let's drop it down to a 5. Yeah, there's no stabilization in there yet. But we do have that level down here a little bit lower. So, unfortunately, we got a little bit too much room to run. Sense. We got 11 minutes to go. Okay. Kind of qualifies for holding, but I would like to see it come a little bit lower before we actually found an entry for it. Let me see, what does Nadex look like as far as commodities. Crude oil. I have to do my weekly. I hate the fact that the daily strike prices are 40 cents apart. And right now, the indicative is hmm, 66.47. So we are literally smack in the middle of two brackets right now. So there's a 67.10. There's actually a knockout here. It's a daily, so you have some room to run on it. Um, there's a knockout, or I'm sorry, not a knockout. There's a binary sitting there on the daily. It's got about $25 worth of risk. It's not bad. Again, price is still moving. I hate being in between two strikes, which kind of sucks. Let's see, 10 to 12s. Ugh. 60, 66.50. And again, we're sitting right in between two of them. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. The 2 hours don't make sense on this one. So the 67.10 daily gives us many hours to go, right? It gives us 4 hours and 8 minutes. The 2 hour 10 to 12 binary, the same risk, about $25, is a 67.03. So it's 7 cents lower, but we only got an hour and a half instead of 4 hours. So I think the daily would be a better option on that one. This is the stabilization that we're looking for. And again, on a 1 minute, if we really wanted to kind of hold, you could say, hey, listen, we're bouncing around. We got a little 1 minute kind of scenario right there. It's rather small. We got 9 minutes to go, but it's kind of holding in there, right? Yeah, we're starting to push. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Go. I'd really love to get the entry down here, but I have a feeling we're not going to get there. How big is that? It's pretty small. 9 cents. Yeah. Come on. Starting to push early. Come on, come on, come on. See what else do we have? Do we have any call spreads? Let me check them real quick. Daily figures. There's a 63.50 and a 66, but there's nothing close on the daily. There's a 65.50, again, does not help us. There's a 66.75, which also does not help us. Yeah, that does not help us. Yeah, there's not jack over there. The crude oil. Wow, the closest crude oil floor is $1.25 away. The closest. Yeah, I gotta screenshot that and send that through. Let me put this. Hold on. I got to take a screenshot. Adam was always like, "Hey, send me these when they come in." I'm like, yeah." So if we were to, yeah, $124 worth of risk. Hold on, I'm doing some circling. All right, I'm gonna save that one for later. But yes, super super far away. Um, and we'll see. Like I said, this is a 1 minute zone. I prefer typically much better. I would like this yellow one better than that level. Let me see if that binary has changed at all. Let's see what that binary is going for right now. Commodities. Let me go into was it the daily in here? Um, yeah, it's still holding. It's about $25 right now. So that'd be about the only thing in there. It's chopping through right now. Look, come on, get to the yellow. Get to the yellow. I would love for this to get to the yellow. There we go. Good. All right, here we go. Let's go to the yellow. Go to the yellow. Okay, now it's $22.75 risk. Oh, go to the yellow. Come on, go to the yellow. I think this will get down to about $20 worth of risk if we can get to the yellow. Um, yeah, we need that to go a bit higher. So, all right, well, we got 5 minutes on that one, and like I said, not really holding in a 30-minute zone. That would be down here. So let's see if that's. Let's pull this down. Come on, you can do it. Push, push, push. We'll see if we get it. All right, so we got 5 minutes to go. Let's go ahead and do the drawing then, and then we can check to see what we're doing with oil. Here we go. And remember, this is basically a flat restart. You know, after you get three, you don't. There's no way. We've never actually had a fourth, but fourth it goes back to 50, so it gets reset automatically. We don't have anything above. So I'll give you guys about 30 more seconds to get in on this one. Like he's like, I'm getting in. I'm getting in with everything I got. Huh. Becky, why is it not saying you have a thing here? Mm, I haven't closed the giveaway down. Hmm, that is weird. Hmm. All right, let me see something here. It looks like you were having issues, or maybe Stream Elements broke or something. I don't know. Hold on, let me see. Let me go over to test mode. Yeah, hold on. I'll test it. Hmm. I don't know. For some reason, it seems like it is. It is. It is broken. It is done broke. I don't know. Oh no. Oh, look at this. It's pushing into the yellow. It's going. It's going into the yellow. There we go. It dropped into the yellow. I don't know what. I have no idea why it's not. I know, right? Ernest put that thing. Hold on. How many tickets does Ernest have? Ernest only has one. Neuro has two. Maybe Neuro is the one that is hacking it now. Maybe it's not Ernest. Right? Maybe it's not Ernest. I don't know. Hmm. All right. All right. All tickets have been refunded. You don't get anything for that one, Debbie. I'm gonna go back. Let's do this. Let's do a new one. So everybody has a chance. Let's see if it takes tickets. Nope. Wait, Ernest, you didn't ban Stream Elements again, did you? No, you couldn't because it's talking. Hmm. Nope, nope, nope. Look at that. We done broke it. But no, it works. It was talking and it just refunded, so it has access. I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. So I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to carry today's pip chips into tomorrow. since it's not accepting tickets and it's not fair to do the drawing if everybody can't enter. I did refund everything, so whatever you guys spent today got refunded back again. Hmm. Don't know. I'm not sure. I wonder if there's a link on Stream Element side. No, no, not 75 pip tips for everyone in the stream. You all win. Yes, you all won. You guys didn't. Nobody lost any pip chips today. I did actually win in my own mind. I know. I know. Debbie's like, yeah. All right. So let's see. Oil inventory is out. Let's see what it is. By the way, just so everybody can see, there's your pop. Right. We talked about the pop. And again, that moved pretty far up. That's actually a decent area. There you go. Minus 3.2. So, wow. Much more than expected versus what the API was. But yeah, isn't that remarkable how that, kind of worked out there? Yeah. So there was the initial pop that we were looking for. And again, could you have taken that off that shrunk little pause here? And there's there's some stabilization, right? 3 minutes inside of the zone, we could have established a small level of risk on that one. And again, nice pop. Yeah, it would have had to gone all the way up to here for the 1 to 3, but that's a decent. I mean, that initial move was what, 40 cents off that. So, but there you go. There's your stabilization. All right. With that being said, now that we know that this is broken, I'll have to send them some messages. Let's say I won today. Ernest is like, well, I'm the one that won. You know, I don't know. Whoever's got their hacks in place, you gotta, you gotta wait till I close the drawing before you put the hacks in. Is what I feel that you need to do. I feel like you send a hack code too early today. So, but yeah, so tomorrow it'll have to be 75 pip Thursday. I mean, because nothing else rhymes, right? Or let's see, how do we do this? Instead of doing 75 tomorrow, maybe we just do 50 chip Friday and 50 chip Thursday over 2 days. Keep you guys on the hook. Keep you guys on the hook. Let's say I win. Ernest is like, yep, I'm winning. It was all me. It was all me. So, all right. So with that said, oil is getting crushed now. Look at that. Oil just dropped 40 cents almost instantly. Wow. Go retail trader. They just spanked the retail trader. Yeah, all the retail trader people that went long from that number just got cranked. It's like, yeah, no, you got to get in before, and then once it stops, you're out. Um, yeah, poor retail traders. They just lost a lot of money on that one. All right, but that's it, guys. I'm out of here. I'm around today. If you need me, shoot me a message on Discord. Also, I mentioned it to Briggs already, or Biggs. Briggs or Biggs? I don't. Hold on. Now I feel bad. Briggs. It is Briggs with an R. So, I am starting to launch kind of the new side of KTS. If you guys didn't know already, I've been kind of working behind the scenes. Yeah, Briggs. Yeah, Briggs. I talked it with him. So you guys know that obviously there are two sides of this. There is the income side and there is the wealth side of things. For a while, I've really wanted to put, basically, because you guys know I came from the wealth background. So I've always wanted to have the income side, but I also wanted to focus on the wealth side as well, as far as kind of teaching and then, basically trying to provide options. So that is kind of starting to advance forward. So I'm going to need some help from some people. If you guys can give me a hand with it, Briggs is going to help me with it, but I can give you guys more details inside of Discord. But yeah, so it looks like I say we, but KTS is basically me. I'm going to start working on the wealth side of things as well now. So if you guys are into that kind of thing, you like wealth, you like long-term money and stuff like that, keep your eyes peeled for Discord. Like I said, I need some help in the beginning. But you guys have always been awesome to help me out there. So, with that said, I'm out of here for the day. And there you go. Oil's going all the way back up again. Those poor retail traders. Look at this. Hold on. I got to go back to this. Those poor retail traders, right? Look at this. It spikes up. Great numbers. It's like, yes, yes, buy. It went all the way down, wiped them all back out again. and then has rallied back up again 55 cents. So this is why oil, Keith Wilson. Actually, yeah, Neuro, it is. Yeah, and it's something that kind of I've been not forced into, but I've been like trying to really get into. See how how these guys are taking it. Yeah, this is approaching. Um, just with where we are in the market, when the recovery does come, I do think we will be due for a much bigger pullback than a lot of people expect, and it's kind of something timing wise. It kind of fell into my lap, um, but it's kind of like a part of like a comprehensive program for wealth. Yeah, and it's something that I couldn't do it alone. I needed help with it. Just being just being a guy, you can't do as much. But yeah, it's more wealth based. So basically, we teach you guys how to make the profits here, and you filter it to your wealth side, and then you guys can do whatever you want. When you guys are older. All right, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys later. Ooh, Tesla's up 3. Hold on. Now I'm like, look at this. Oh, by the way, here's the Tesla draw from yesterday. Look at that. Ding, ding, ding. Tesla back up to an area of interest again. Look at that. I should really trade more Tesla. Like I've been, I've been very good with grabbing a lot of these Tesla plays. Down here again, new level, another one here. Um, yeah, I really should trade more Tesla. I feel like I can't though because of Nancy. Like anti trading Tesla because of Nancy. I wanted to go. I wanted to go to zero, but at the same time, there's been many good opportunities to trade this one. So, all right, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. If you need anything, shoot me a message, and I'll catch you guys later. Take care.